What are home sales in Southern California like in December? Using Christmas trees as an example, the past 2 years during COVID have looked like this. Before COVID, in our normal years, this is what the December looked like. And finally, this December looks like this. And make sure you stick around to the end where we run through the Altos research reports so that you know what to expect in 2023. Hey there, Christian Walsh, real estate agent with Wire Associates, giving you the best data so you can make the best decisions. And we're here with our last Southern California housing market update for 2022. And don't forget, it's the time of year where every time a new subscriber joins,
an angel gets his wings.
That's right.
So if you're ready to dive into the single family and multifamily numbers for Orange County, LA, Riverside, San Diego, Ventura, and the new state of San Bernardino, hit that like button and let's get started. Let's dive into the numbers. I know we all have places to be and things to do. My oldest daughter is here from college. Can't wait to hang out with her, plus my other kids and my wife and my family. I hope you have someone to hang out with as well. It's Orange County single family homes, and this is what you're gonna see across the board for Southern California, and that is things are down. So we can see that sold properties, that number is down. And why is that number down? Well, that number's down because pending sales have been down. Number of properties going under contract has been down in the reports we've been doing. So obviously there's going to be fewer properties that have sold. So no surprise there. Number of properties going under contract is at a record low, not a complete zero. Like, it's still not that far off of 2018 in many cases. If you're looking at year over year or year over year, which would be 2020, it looks like it's ridiculously low, and those percentages are crazy low. We all know why. That's because of the huge run up that we had in properties in going under contract during the years of COVID. So let's go ahead and see new listings. That's where it gets interesting. So we actually have more properties going under contract this time of year than we have new listings. And we have a record low number of listings, almost half of what we had in 2018, and definitely less than half of 2020. So this actually means inventory is being sucked up right now. We're going to circle back with some Altos data to show you how things are going to start out for the new year. And Los Angeles still under eviction moratorium at the LA county and city level. And things look like they're going to change yet again. We won't know till the end. And it looks like they will both end at the end of January, but I'll have updates on that. So you can see sales are up and the number of properties under contract is down at a record low. New listings are way down as well. In fact, one of the closest gaps other than 2021 where it was flipped. So with these numbers close together, that means that demand is down at the same time supply is down. So that's not a surprise. That's why the market continues to hum along. That's why we don't have big drops in prices. Moving on to Riverside, we can see, get these sold out of the way, which are way down. We can see number of properties going under contract is at a record low. Same pattern, but new listings are down. So tight gap between those. So we have another case where this is still a market where we're not going to see big price drops. San Bernardino, get the sold out of the way. It's interesting, the trend in sold was very similar between Los Angeles, San Bernardino, and Riverside. You saw that big, huge swing up in 2020 and 2021, and that was proof of what was going on with the COVID run up in value. Another market where new listings and pending sales are down, but they're still close together. You're going to see how this plays out in total inventory. Ventura, always all over the place. Love you, Ventura, but you're always all over the place. Low numbers. Look at the number of properties under contract, about half of 2018, a little bit more, and then number of new listings way down. So this actually looks a lot like 2018, just shifted down in scale. The demand and supply in check. Moving into San Diego, been a hot market. In fact, show you something interesting in the Altos research reports, and we can see that we actually have a twist here where there are more properties going under contract than new inventory. So inventory is being sucked up. So there are your single family sales for Southern California. Moving into multifamily, anything 2 units and larger for December is going back. One of the only places you're going to get these numbers, and you're going to see the same trend just as interest rates went up and affected single family sales, we now see it in multifamily. Took a little while for multifamily to catch up, but we're definitely seeing that drop. We see the big drop in sold properties. Demand has dropped. That's where you see it. So here we can see that the number of new listings is down, and we have the number of properties way down, similar to 2018 in the number of properties going under contract. But back then you had 41 new listings. Now we only have 8. So this is actually a market that is very competitive right now if you're trying to buy properties. And you'll see in these numbers that there are quite a few properties that trade in December. The reason is a lot of folks are doing a 1031 exchange and want to get that done before the end of the year. So we do see typically fourth quarter that the numbers for multifamily are very strong. Not quite as strong, obviously, this fourth quarter and this December, but still moving along. And new listings are down. Not a crazy record low, but demand is way down. Now, this is a market still under eviction moratorium. So I feel like we're starting to see this in the multifamily numbers. One other massively important thing, I just did an update on it, is measure ULA. That is going to change things in LA City because of a huge transfer tax that'll have to be paid. Make sure you check out that video. What we may start to see is a big increase in inventory in LA City as folks try to beat the deadline to not have to pay that tax. And multifamily will more easily fall into there because of the price points. Definitely check out that video. Moving on, Riverside. Look at that. Last year, number of properties that closed. That's an amazing number. And then the drop to where we are here now. We can see that new listings are pretty steady there and have remained pretty steady in Riverside. It's just demand that's dropped. Very similar to 2019. So not a huge shift here in Riverside in multifamily. I forgot to mention the single family portion on San Bernardino, that San Bernardino is attempting to become its own state. So this will be the state of San Bernardino, apparently. We'll see how that goes for them. Let's check out their numbers in this brand new state. We can see that demand and supply is down. Actually, in all these years around this time, demand and supply are close. So you can see that it's a competitive market if you're shopping this time of year in San Bernardino. And then Ventura, always all over the place, but demand way down. We actually didn't have any buildings that closed the first 2 weeks, which is quite a low number. 0 is very low, and only one building went under contract. And we can see listings are low, but actually it's going to be a case where inventory starts to tick up, because we've seen this in the past few reports in Ventura where demand is low and 1 or 2 properties going under contract, and we're getting listings 4 or 5 a month. That's a slow churn, but it could lead to bigger numbers and some price softening there. Then we get into San Diego. Look at the massive drop in the number of new listings, about half in 2022 this time of year versus 2018, big drop. And we can see that demand is still up. So demand is over new listings. So inventory is getting sucked up in San Diego for multifamily. And don't forget, we're real estate agents based in Southern California. If you know anybody looking to buy or sell in the new year, please have them reach out. That would be an amazing gift for us. We'd like to think it's a gift for them because we will take great care of them and first give them a no obligation, no nonsense consultation to see what makes sense for them in the new year. Are we moving through this quickly enough? I want you to enjoy your family and friends in the holidays, but I want you to know what's going on because this is going to be important going into the new year. What you'll see all the way from national down to county is that things are pretty much the same for the market action index, except for one county I'll show you where there's a big change. And then inventory has trickled down, which is important. This time of year, it's supposed to go down. We were worried when we saw the big swoop up, and now it's starting to go down. Moving into California, you can see there's that big swoop up in inventory we had, and that has since dropped. And it's still a slight seller's advantage as far as the state of California goes. And you've signed up for these reports, right? If you haven't, you're missing out. These reports for the counties and your city or zip code anywhere in the United States, the city or zip code reports can be delivered to your email inbox. I recommend you sign up. It's easy to do. There's a link, and I won't bug you with a whole bunch of other stuff. Although you will get my super duper email newsletter every week as well. So it's a bonus. So here we go. So we can see Orange County that we still have the slight seller's advantage to the market, and we have this drop in inventory. Let's keep on trucking through here. LA, not a big change in the market for the market action index, and inventory is down. Riverside, same thing. All right, you bored yet? And then we get into San Bernardino, that new state of San Bernardino. Can't wait to see how that turns out. And then Ventura, look at that. big drop in inventory continues to go down. San Diego is where we see that actually month over month, this has become more of a seller's market. So it's more of a seller's market right now in San Diego than it was last month, where the other counties there wasn't much change. Here it's gotten to be more of a seller's market. It was 100% seller's market maybe 9 months ago, and now it's this. So that was interesting to see. We see a big drop in inventory. We had that big run up and then a big drop recently in inventory. That's what's leading to a change in the market there as inventory gets sucked up. So what does this mean for 2023 based on what we're seeing in the numbers? And we're going to release our bold predictions video, but looking at where supply and demand is, it looks like we're going to be off to a relatively solid start in 2023. We don't have a huge flood of inventory yet that is going to lead to a reduction in prices based on the level of demand. And we've recently seen interest rates drop and demand has ticked up because of this. So it looks like demand and supply is going to stay balanced at the very beginning of 2023. Now we will see what happens as we get further into the spring buying selling season. It'll be important that you continue to watch our updates as we carefully track to see if supply and demand stay in check. Tell us in the comments below what your plans are for real estate for 2023. We'd love to hear that. Make sure you subscribe to those Altos research reports because you'll also be subscribed to our free weekly email newsletter and you won't miss a single real estate market update. And here's another video you're not going to want to miss from the Wire Associates Real Estate Channel. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Christian Walsh, real estate agent with Wire Associates. We wish you an amazing holiday season of health and happiness, and we can't wait to hear from you in the new year.